Adrian Blackwood had built an empire out of nothing. At only 36, he was already one of the youngest self-made CEOs in the city. Owner of a multinational real estate firm. To the outside world, he was everything a man should be: handsome, wealthy, powerful. Yet behind the tall glass walls of his office and the immaculate suits, he carried a quiet emptiness that no one could see. His wife had died 5 years earlier, leaving him alone with their daughter, Lily, who had just turned 7. Since then, his world had revolved around her. Lily was bright and curious, with the same warm brown eyes as her late mother. Adrian did everything he could to make her feel loved, but he knew she sometimes longed for something he couldn't give a mother's embrace. He tried to fill that void with bedtime stories, pancakes shaped like animals, and Saturday trips to the zoo, but he could never replace what was lost. Tonight, however, was different. His company was hosting a lavish charity gala, and the board had pressured him to bring a date. "You can't keep showing up alone," his friend and CFO Marcus had insisted. "You need to look approachable, social, human. Investors notice these things." Adrian hated the idea, but after weeks of persuasion, he finally gave in. He didn't have time for relationships, let alone romance. So he did what seemed simplest. He hired an escort service to provide him with a companion for the evening. It wasn't about intimacy, it was about appearances. He wanted someone polished, graceful, and able to smile on command. That was all. The night of the gala arrived, and Adrian stood in the grand foyer of his mansion, adjusting his cufflinks. Lily appeared at the top of the stairs in her little pajamas, holding her stuffed rabbit. "Daddy, do you have to go?" she asked softly. Adrian walked over and scooped her into his arms. "Just for a few hours, sweetheart. Marcus will be there, and you know I have to give a speech." She pouted, resting her head on his shoulder. "You always look so serious at these parties. I wish you'd smile more." Adrian chuckled. "Maybe tonight I will." The doorbell rang. When he opened it, a young woman stood on the porch, wrapped in a simple black evening gown that shimmered under the porch light. Her hair fell in soft waves, and there was a kindness in her eyes that startled him. She looked less like someone from an agency and more like, well, like someone real. "Mr. Blackwood?" she asked politely. "Yes, you must be Evelyn." She nodded with a gentle smile. "That's me. Are you ready?" Before Adrian could respond, Lily peeked around his leg, her wide eyes studying the stranger. Evelyn crouched down immediately, her expression softening. "And who might you be?" Evelyn asked warmly. "I'm Lily," the little girl whispered, clutching her rabbit. "Well, Lily, that's a very brave name. I used to know a Lily who was the best at painting rainbows." "Do you paint rainbows too?" Lily's eyes lit up. "Yes. I painted one yesterday." Adrian blinked, surprised at how naturally Evelyn connected with his daughter. Most people fumbled, unsure how to handle a child's honesty, but Evelyn treated Lily as though she mattered. He cleared his throat, breaking the moment. "Lily, time for bed. Evelyn and I have to leave." But Lily held onto his sleeve and whispered, "I like her." Evelyn smiled kindly, then stood up. "Don't worry, Lily, I'll take good care of your dad tonight. You sleep tight, okay?" The little girl nodded, but before running upstairs, she whispered to her father, "She looks like someone who could be my mom." Adrian's chest tightened. He kissed her forehead and sent her off, but her words echoed in his mind long after they drove away. The gala was a blur of glittering chandeliers, champagne glasses, and forced smiles. Evelyn moved with quiet elegance, never overplaying her role. She laughed at just the right moments, carried conversations with investors, and even managed to make Adrian relax enough to enjoy himself. Several times, he caught himself watching her, noticing the way her eyes crinkled when she laughed, or the way she listened intently when someone spoke. During his speech, he glanced at her standing near the stage. She wasn't pretending to be proud of him. She looked genuinely proud. For the first time in years, Adrian felt as though he wasn't standing alone. On the drive home, silence filled the car until Evelyn finally said, "You don't enjoy these things, do you?" Adrian smirked faintly. "Not really, but it's part of the job." "You're a good father," she said softly. The words caught him off guard. "How do you know that?" "Because your daughter's eyes lit up the moment she saw you. Kids don't lie about love." When they arrived at the mansion, Evelyn prepared to leave, but to their surprise, Lily was still awake, waiting on the couch with her rabbit. "Daddy," she squealed. Then, turning to Evelyn, she asked innocently, "Did you have fun with my daddy?" Evelyn laughed. "Yes, I did. Lily tugged at her dress. Can you stay forever? Adrian froze. Evelyn's eyes softened and she knelt down. Oh, sweetheart, I can't stay forever. But I'm very glad I met you. Lily's face fell and Adrian felt a pang of guilt. He ushered her to bed, but when she was gone, Evelyn turned to him with a quiet smile. She's wonderful, Evelyn said. She misses having a mother. Adrian exhaled. She says things like that sometimes. I don't know what to do. You just keep loving her, Evelyn replied gently. That's more than enough. Something shifted in Adrian that night. What was meant to be a simple transaction had turned into something far deeper. Evelyn was not just a date, she was a woman with warmth, patience, and a heart that Lily had immediately recognized. Over the weeks that followed, Adrian found excuses to see her again. Sometimes it was dinner, other times just coffee. Each time Lily would beg Evelyn to stay a little longer, to play another game, to read another story, and slowly, Adrian realized that his daughter wasn't the only one who longed for Evelyn's presence. He did too. He saw the way Evelyn brushed Lily's hair gently, the way she asked about her day at school, the way she made even the quiet evenings feel alive again. He had built his empire to protect his daughter's future, but perhaps what she needed most wasn't more wealth, it was love. One evening, as the three of them sat on the porch watching the sunset, Lily climbed onto Evelyn's lap and whispered, If I wished really hard, would you be my mom? Evelyn's eyes filled with tears and Adrian's throat tightened. He reached out, covering Evelyn's hand with his. Sometimes, Adrian said softly, looking into Evelyn's eyes, dreams do come true. And for the first time in years, he believed it.